Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
And welcome everyone to Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. Ronnie Rance alongside Joel Davis. Hope everybody had a wonderful week. A lot to get to as this week coming up. It'll be a little bit of a slow week. No LSU football. They're off, but not after getting off to a 4-0 start. And, you know, it's nice when you're 4-0 and you're scoring more points than anyone else in the SEC through the first 4 games of the season. But yet we can start off on a negative. And that is everybody's talking. It was funny. I was flying back from Nashville, and all the LSU fans wanted to talk about was the defense. Oh, what's going on with the defense? What do you think about this defense? I'm concerned about the defense. I mean, isn't it funny, human nature, that we just don't, we're never satisfied?
Well, I mean, the LSU fan is so used to the defense being dominant and keeping that horrific offense in a game year after year after year. And it's like, here we go. Isn't this typical? We finally found our offensive wins,
where the defense
and now we forgot how to play defense. It's so typical. I mean, that's exactly what should happen to LSU. So at the end of the day, we can't forget that we had some guys out. We had some solid players out. You know, Lawrence being out, Chason being out, Logan being out, Divinity going out early. That's some serious blows to your defense. Now, it also says a lot about your depth and the preparation of those players that are second and third string players. Where was their preparation during the week? Were they not ready for this, to be at this level? It's not like you were playing a juggernaut offense, right? You're playing a team that you should be able to play your backups, and you should be able to do pretty well with those back. They gave up 38 points. Now, I know a few of those
14
points.
of them were from the offense, yeah.
Well, there you go. Still, let's just say 24.
They gave 24 to Vanderbilt.
24 points to a team that averages 15 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to be a dominant team. They're 10 times the athletic status of a Vanderbilt defense, right? You have guys, some of the best athletes on the planet playing defense at LSU, right? Those are guys that were great players at whatever position they played in high school. Well, Vanderbilt, they've got a bunch of great students playing defense. You know, they don't have the same guys playing offense. They maybe have 1 or 2 guys that'll get a chance in the NFL. Like, we'll get a mini camp invite. I mean, it's absurd. I mean, you have to be ready for anybody. And I just think that LSU just didn't look prepared defensively at times.
Well, on the positive side, Joe Burrow, my goodness, 6 touchdowns through the air, sets a single-game record at LSU after he tied the record a couple of games ago with 5 against Texas. And the efficiency in which he runs this offense, I mean, granted, it's very similar to what the Saints want to do on offense. Granted, also, he doesn't have the tight spaces. It's not like pros where you got to put the ball in a window that might be, a foot wide. He's got a lot more room than that. But man, he looks so comfortable, so good. This looks like an Oklahoma type offense. It really does.
Joe Burrow is playing with so much confidence right now. It's like when he lines up under center or in the gun, whatever it is he's in, he knows right where he's going with the ball. He understands the defensive coverage that he sees. He has so much confidence. And as a quarterback, if you know where your receivers are going to be, that lights up a quarterback, right? He knows exactly what he's going to do before the snap. Now, if it's not there, it's like a chess game for him. He's already ready for his second read. If the first read's not there, I'm going to the second read. That's when a quarterback has hit his pinnacle, right? That's when he knows that I'm on top of my game and it doesn't matter who I'm playing because I know what I got to do with the football and I trust the guys I'm throwing the ball to. That's what I'm seeing with the offense. Joe Burrow playing with unbelievable confidence because of the offensive system that he's in, the receivers he's throwing the ball to, and not to mention the teams he's been playing. He knows he's got an advantage in regards to athleticism.
Speaking of offense, Terrace Marshall Jr., fractured his foot early in the game against Vanderbilt. He underwent surgery Sunday morning around 11 o'clock. Everything went well. He'll be out a few weeks. We don't know what that is. If
He'll
that's
probably
4 weeks,
be back
8
quicker
weeks,
than Jefferson.
You're right.
There's
when you have a broken bone, sometimes it is easier than when you have a high ankle sprain.
Oh, I'd rather a broken bone than a ligament, tear or strained or whatever it is, because you just don't have the stability at that point, right? It doesn't come back. A broken bone can, heal itself up, within 2 to 3 weeks and maybe even be stronger. A ligament can take 4 to 6 weeks. You okay, buddy?
Yeah. Great.
Long weekend?
Great. No.
Good
It's
grief.
called a little illness.
Was there a 2-shot there?
No, we're playing hurt. We're playing hurt.
Okay, because I apologize that I had to get you out of bed this morning. Would you have the flu?
Coach, we're just coming into work like everybody else out there in the world.
Yeah.
That
you feeling a little like Jalen Ramsey today?
Oh, by the way, Jalen Ramsey. We'll get to that in a second. I want to say this: Jamar Chase. He gets lost in this Joe Burrow story, which legitimately Joe Burrow is a Heisman Trophy contender. I mean, at this point, with what he's done through the first 4 games, put his stamp on things with almost 400 yards passing and 6 touchdowns.
It doesn't matter until he plays Alabama, Ron.
It does matter because it puts himself in that.
Did it matter to Fournette?
In that situation? Yeah, but Leonard Fournette had 28 yards.
Right.
There's a big difference between 28 and 228, right?
Let me tell you
There's
something.
a lot of room in between.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you right now. I love me some Joe Burrow. I think he is a phenomenal football player. I think that he'll get a very solid chance.
And he won't win the Heisman unless he beats Alabama. We all get that. But he's got to put himself into the conversation.
Well, he's already in the conversation.
Okay, what if LSU wins and Joe Burrow throws for 150 yards?
He's out.
Okay, no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
If he does everything else great throughout the year,
first of all, they're not beating Alabama with 150
but
yards.
I'm saying, regardless of what Joe Burrow does in the Alabama game, just win it. He's going to throw. He's going to have gaudy, ridiculous numbers. He's going to probably have the highest or second highest quarterback rating and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't care if Tua's numbers are better than Joe's. If they're somewhat in the same hemisphere of each other, and LSU wins, Joe Burrow's going to get credit for that, no matter if he throws 2 picks, 1 pick, 125 yards,
Really?
425 yards, doesn't matter.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You're telling me it doesn't matter if Joe Burrow throws for 150 yards,
as long as LSU
let me finish,
wins.
1 touchdown, 2 picks, and he beats Alabama.
I don't know about 1 touchdown, 2 picks.
He said it didn't matter as long as they won.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with that. As long as LSU wins, because Joe Burrow's numbers are going to be ridiculous. He's going to rewrite the record book at LSU. He may even rewrite the record book in the SEC. And, if they just win and they're number 1 in the country, because if they beat Alabama, they're going to be number 1 in the country.
Tua threw for 5 touchdowns, too.
Listen.
I know it was Southern Miss, but it's The reason why you only hear Joe Burrow say that 4 times.
Wow, it's not that hard. Joe Burrow.
4 times. You only did it 3.
Oh, okay.
Do it 4 times.
Joe Burrow. That 4th one kind of gets you.
You got the jabroni there. You got the jabroni there at the end.
I feel drunk. My goodness.
I tell you, it's not as easy as it sounds. But Tua does it every week. Except he's Alabama. He's been doing it for 3 years. This is his 3rd year to continue doing it. So you don't talk about him as much.
Yeah, you
right?
want the new sexy.
He's
new
the
thing.
new, and he's a good-looking kid. He's down in the bayou. He's got a great story. So he is the top of the news right now, and well deserved. And I still believe that he'll get every shot in the world. He went from a middle round prospect. He's a top 30 pick right now. And by the end of the year, he'll have
you already got him in the first round?
Oh, he's already in the first round. Right now, he's in the first round. Absolutely. Just by what he's done. Just by what he's done right now, the way he's reading
How
coverage,
much of what he's done is the system, though? That's what I want to know.
Dude, go to New Orleans. Go to New Orleans and play that system. It's perfect for you. And I'm sure New Orleans is not the only place with that system.
Right now, I'm talking
he's
about.
in the first round right now.
Right now, next week. The Saints are off next week?
No, they play Dallas. A big game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sunday
big
night
game.
Right. But right now, Well, now let's say the Saints are playing. Who's the worst team in the league? Dolphins. Let's say the Dolphins were playing the Saints next week in the Dome. Would you rather Teddy Bridgewater or Joe Burrow?
Well, I mean,
right now,
Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay.
And that's a sketchy Teddy.
And because why?
Just because of his experience. And I think that he could have a game where he could. I mean, look, his numbers were not Drew Brees' numbers yesterday.
Yeah.
He missed some throws.
Missed a lot of throws.
The fact that
he couldn't even take the snap and dive over the pile at the 1 yard line. And he's got two gloves on. He's got two Newmans on.
It hits the butt of the.
I mean, like, come on, bro. I mean, every little thing
matters.
Is so different than what Drew Brees.
He makes everything look harder.
We're so used to Drew Brees just. I mean, how about the out to the left against Michael Thomas?
It almost gets
wide
picked off.
open. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one where he threw him out of bounds.
Oh yeah,
Michael Thomas caught it out of bounds.
Well,
there was no defender underneath.
Yeah, but
there was a defender over the top. He was playing loose coverage, not to get beat.
Yeah, but that was
deep.
like a
But I mean,
30-yard
the throw was so inaccurate for a professional that's getting $8 million.
I think he needs to take off the glove.
Oh my God! Try anything. The gloves ain't working.
I think
Coach.
that. I mean, it's
they
fine.
look clumsy. They look terrible. He doesn't feel. It always looks like he's losing the grip. Imagine if he didn't have the gloves. My God!
I don't
Maybe
know
he's got
why.
a hand thing.
I can't imagine. I mean, Kurt Warner did that with the gloves. You remember later in his career, he had the glove on.
Michael Jackson went one glove.
No, he went two gloves.
Did he go two?
Kurt Warner went with two gloves later in his career, and I don't know if he did that for injury purposes, but he was a two-glove guy.
Maybe he's a Manny Petty guy. I don't know.
I mean, maybe he had a thumb injury, and it gives you a better grip. You might see Drew come back with a glove. There's no way he's wearing a glove. There's no way Drew Brees is wearing a glove. I'll say this. Teddy Bridgewater had some moments, but everything looked hard. He makes everything look so hard, dude.
How about just the disorganization when they break the huddle at times? Guys are, what do I do? What did you say? I mean, like, you don't see that with Drew. You do not see that.
You don't.
It's like a pitch. I'll give you an example. Coach Skip Bertman, the Hall of Fame coach, used to get so aggravated when, the pitcher and the catcher were constantly calling time, and the catcher goes out and talks to the pitcher, and, because they're not on the same page with the signals or whatever. It gives so much confidence to the other team. That's what the Saints do. It's the equivalent of that. Everything, when they break the huddle, Teddy's over there signaling, let's go. You don't see Drew doing that. He's breaking the huddle, and guys are going, what? And he's going, let's go, hurry up, get to the line. I mean, how many false start penalties did they have? That's directly related to him. I mean, it's just so bad.
So you would take Joe Burrow over Teddy?
Coach, I'd take Malone to Joe Burrow.
Versus Dallas?
No, I said the Dolphins, remember? Go back to the original question. You did say Dolphins at home. Oh, my goodness.
Speaking of the Dolphins.
And I said this.
Josh Rosen, that poor sucker. I mean, he's really getting a raw deal.
And Rosen is definitely the choice. I mean, I watched Fitzpatrick the first 2 weeks. He's atrocious. It's done.
Well, Rosen
His heart's
was
not
pretty
even
bad.
in it. And Rosen's not. But Rosen can at least, he's a young guy who's got a little juice. Fitzpatrick's just taking a check. So at this point, just go with Rosen. You traded for the guy. He's a former first-round pick. He's only a second year in the league.
Yeah.
You just run with him and hope he turns into becoming Daniel Jones. He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rance. Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some Hoodats and NFL and everything else. Don't go anywhere.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows. Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis. Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. Before we talk some Saints, Antonio Brown, if you can't make it with the Patriots, you're not going to make it, right? I mean, based on the Patriots are going to win the AFC. They're going to probably win a Super Bowl. And they want you on their team. And you
Except for Kraft. Kraft didn't
make it a week and a half.
Kraft didn't want him on the team. Apparently that came down from the top to get rid of him. So that's what I'm reading. And then Antonio Brown goes on a Twitter tirade.
Well, of course, that's to be expected.
Calls out multiple people for sexual assault cases that were not proven to be guilty, but yet they were able to keep their job. In the meantime, Shannon Sharp called out Shannon Sharp. He called out Ben Roethlisberger, and he called out the owner of the Patriots,
right.
Robert Kraft.
Right.
So once you start calling out owners, you're pretty much going to get blackballed. Those guys stick together. So Antonio Brown, you can call out anybody you want to call out. But once you start attacking,
you can call out Roethlisberger and Sharp. That's fine.
Absolutely, especially Sharp because he's he's in a broadcast arena at this point in his career. So but once you start calling out coaches,
different strokes,
and owners,
different folks. Clearly, Brown tweeted when it regards to the Kraft deal.
Yeah, and that means if you're an owner, well, not all owners, depending on the situation, right? Kraft's. He's actually right. I mean, yes, there is different strokes for different folks. I mean, look at our political world right now.
Yeah.
He's right. I mean, he's not wrong. But at the same time, he basically is shooting himself in the foot. You can say things, but you can't say things. Not when you're trying to get a check. You can't say anything. When you're trying to get a job, you can't say things. He better be financially well off, dude, because the dude walked away from $30 million in Oakland. Ronnie, we've all lost money in our lives, right? You especially. Has lost a lot of money in your life.
Mostly on Wednesdays. That's the pay-up day.
Correct. There's a lot of days where you've lost money. And I'll be honest with you, I probably lost $2 million in my life. If you just calculate it all the mistakes, I've probably lost about $2 million. I don't know if you've lost that much, but yours is in a worse way. Yours is gambling, which just means you're just throwing it away. Have anybody lost $30 million? That's something
he's saying even 40 was what with Brown.
Coach, that's
you know what's going to be interesting though.
That's not money you can get back.
I don't know. I'm not an attorney and didn't do the contracts for Antonio Brown, so I'm curious what the words guarantee means, right? And
well, in the NFL, it means really nothing.
I mean, yeah, I'm curious to see. Antonio Brown's going to fight this. He's going to fight the Raiders. He's going to fight the Patriots.
That's going to cost him more money.
He's going to NFL Players Association. He's trying to get them, of course, to lobby on his behalf to go after as well, and I'm sure they will. Because, I mean, NFLPA doesn't want to set the precedent of players signing contracts for guaranteed money, and then all of a sudden the organization gets cold feet a couple weeks later and you're out. But I'm curious to see what happens on this, how it comes down, how it shakes out, what are the rules of engagement, what constitutes, guaranteed and not.
Ronnie,
I see both sides on this.
I think he should get some of that money from the Patriots. But it ain't going to be $30 million is my point.
No.
It must not be about money, and we neither
all these
one of us.
Personal trainers, he's allegedly been sexually assaulted. He's not gonna be able to afford them anymore,
dude.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you watch the documentary. He's got people around him all the time. He's got
which
assistants
all cost
around.
money.
All cost money.
A
lot of money.
I guarantee you, he's forking out just in stuff. Just $100,000 a month, just in stuff, Ronnie.
More than 100,000.
No, I'm not talking about homes. Cars. I'm talking about
food,
trainers,
right?
Stuff that
I'm saying more than 100.
His career.
I'm saying
just for his career.
Yeah. I'm CPAs,
hyperbaric chambers.
Yeah, 100 more than 100.
100 grand. 100. Okay, and then you calculate the living expenses. I would say his mortgages. He's probably got a couple, 2-3 houses. Each one of he's probably 30.
It's just going to be like 75%.
He'll be broke in no time.
75% of NFL players file bankruptcy within 6 years of retiring from the league.
How many?
75%.
Wow.
Within 6 years of retiring from the league, they file bankruptcy. That's a well-documented figure. They actually did a great documentary. It was ESPN, HBO. Did a great documentary a few years ago breaking down the economics of it and everything.
I understand
it might
that.
even be 4 years.
But he's not a young
within
man.
4 years of retirement.
He's 35 years old. He's not. He should know better. I get that with the younger guys. You come into the league, they're 21, 22. They get $5-6 million early. Man, I'd run through that in a heartbeat, bro, at that age. I mean, there's no doubt I didn't have the money skills when I was young. So, I mean, a lot of these kids don't even have what I had growing up and the influences that I had. And they get all this money, and then, of course, they're going to roll through that. It's the first time in their life they've been able to go buy a meal at on a whim. So I get that, but Antonio Brown, that's a grown man. That's a grown man that should know better. And like I said, this may be a non-story. He may be financially set, right? He may have taken care of his money, but at the end of the day, that's $30 million, bro. That's gone. He ain't getting that back. Nobody's going to give that dude $30 million just because he's too volatile.
He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rance. Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. Let's talk some New Orleans Saints. The Saints. Look, it was not pretty, but who cares?
Who cares?
Went on the road at Seattle, a place that has been a death trap for this team.
So good.
Regardless of whether they had Drew Brees or not.
Rainy.
They had no Drew Brees. They had a shaky Teddy with 2 gloves on. And they go
Clumsy
get
gloves.
a W. They were in a 5.5-point underdog. They win by 5. That gave up a garbage score, really won by 12. They gave up a garbage score with no time left on the clock at the end. Meaningless touchdown. And hey, you're 2-1 coming home to take on Dallas. And look, if you had Drew Brees and you went 2-2 in the first 4 games, you wouldn't be thrilled, but you'd be like, all right, we got through it. We survived. Now we're good. If you can go get, now you're going to get through it 2-2 with Teddy Bridgewater at the helm for a couple, 2.5 of those.
I think they're going to be 5-3.
I hope that's
when
the
Drew
number
comes back.
you need to be. You need to be
5-3
5-3. That way you can do 5-3 with Drew and get to 10-6.
Isn't it 5-3 break and then Atlanta? That's what it is.
Yes.
I think that they'll be 5-3. I think that this team is good enough in other areas.
Cardinals are terrible. They're on the schedule.
Tampa
at home.
Dallas is going to be the kicker. If they win, if they beat Dallas, I still think it's 5-3. So I think that if they lose to Dallas, they pick a game up where they wouldn't have otherwise. So I think it's 5-3, regardless of what happens with Dallas. Dallas is a juggernaut right now. They are good, man. I don't care that they played Miami or whoever they played.
Yeah,
Dak
they played
Prescott,
Miami. He's playing fantastic.
He's playing. Amari Cooper is playing lights out. That guy's got 10 touchdowns since he's been with Dallas, which hasn't been that long. Another touchdown yesterday versus Miami. The defense is good, but it's not dominant. Lawrence is not getting after the quarterback at a rate that I'm sure that they would like him to. I think he's only got 1 sack on the season at this point. They've got some parts. They've got some players. They are good. But this game is in New Orleans, in the Dome, at night. There used to be a magic there. I have a feeling. The fact that Drew Brees is not... I got a feeling. The fact that Drew Brees is not playing, the rest of the team is stepping up. Dude, you saw that in Seattle. That defense stepped up. Special teams stepped up, except for Lutz. What happened to him? He looked like crap yesterday. But I like what
Lutz looked like a klutz.
He looked like a klutz, man. He did not look himself. He did not look like himself yesterday at all.
I wonder if he was hurt.
He did not look good. But this defense is playing well. You're getting closer and closer to getting Rankins back. How big was the return of Onyemata? That dude's a beast. That dude is a monster, and he's just going to get better. So I'm excited. I think they actually have a chance versus Dallas. Teddy was sketchy. Teddy had some plays. He did enough to win the game. That's the thing. But he's got to get quicker on his decision-making, Ron.
He passed the ball forever.
But at least he didn't. At least we're not the Cleveland Browns offense.
Cleveland's awful, but I'm glad they are.
Their
Rams
offense
covered.
Was horrid.
Yeah, horrid for a guy that has the best two tandem receiver, the best tandem core in the league.
Just says a lot about it. But it just says a lot about that team, dude. I mean, I think that there's a trust factor that we talked about earlier with Joe Burrow and his receivers. I don't think you're seeing Baker Mayfield and OBJ, that's me, and Jarvis Landry, that's him, all on the same page yet.
Saints at home for back-to-back games, Cowboys and Bucks. Then they go at the Jaguars, which are a hot mess.
They got Minshew. Well, they got Minshew, man. He's playing well.
And then you're back on the road at the Bears. You kind of chalk that up for an L. If you win, it'd be a shock. And then you're at home against the Cardinals. So if you can go 5-3, then you get an off week. We don't know when Drew is coming back. They've kind of thrown that date out there, but that's a movable target. You never know.
I think if they're 5-3, they can give him another week.
Yeah.
And it depends on where Atlanta's at. Atlanta's not playing very well right now.
The Atlanta thing, and I lost money on Atlanta over the weekend because they were a 1.5-point dog at where were they?
They lost to an AFC team.
They
Colts. They lost to the Colts.
They lost to the Colts 27-24.
But Brissett's playing well.
The Colts don't have Andrew Luck, and they're not complaining.
They love their new quarterback.
Yeah, I mean we're over here with Teddy Bridgewater just trying to tread water. The Colts are 3-0. Okay,
tread Bridgewater.
Very nice.
Yeah, you like that? I can't believe you didn't do it.
Matt Ryan, and listen, I have an autographed Matt Ryan football in a beautiful case that I'm willing to sell for $150 right now. It's way down. The value's way down.
You got that before the Super Bowl, too.
I got it for $100.
It was worth
back in the day
when he was in the Super Bowl. It was worth probably $500 or $600.
Oh, at least
it's down to probably $97.50 right now.
$1.50. Give me a $1.50.
You're not getting a $1.50 for that crap.
But I mean, here's the thing. I love his receiving core.
They're unbelievable.
I love the weapons that Atlanta has on offense.
It's remarkable.
How in the heck can they just not be a machine on offense?
Like they were the year they went to the Super Bowl.
The year they went to
the Super Bowl, you could not stop them. They were going to go up and down that field
Julio Jones is an absolute freak. Hooper is a freak. And Sanu would be a number one at a lot of places.
Sanu's not there anymore.
Yeah, they traded him?
I don't know.
He was there a couple weeks ago.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought he left. No, he's there. He's there. You're right. I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
He's there. He's there.
Thank you.
I was just messing with you.
Yeah, he's there. He is. He had 6 catches for 75 yards against
you know why
Colts.
I wish he was not there? It's because I got Calvin Ridley on my fantasy team, and he got 1 target yesterday.
Yeah.
1 target.
Yeah, Ridley didn't even have a catch, huh?
He had 1 catch.
Did he have it? Yeah, he had 1 for 6 yards.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that's terrible.
It's ridiculous.
And
Hooper, the dude, Burt Reynolds.
Hooper had 2 touchdowns on 8 catches, 6 catches.
It's unbelievable.
6 for 66.
Well, they're
touchdowns.
doubling Ridley and letting everybody else be open. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, Julio Jones had a nice day, 8 for 128 and a touchdown. There's no sense.
And they got Freeman. They got a great running back. They got everything.
I don't understand it. I don't understand Atlanta. I'm glad. At the end of the day, I'm a Who Dat fan, and so I'm glad to see Atlanta have their struggles. But as a gambler, I just keep betting on the come. Like, I mean, come on. Like, Atlanta, you're going to figure it out on offense, right? I mean, it's just brutal. And I put it squarely on Matt Ryan's shoulders. I mean, you're the leader of that team.
Right.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame more than likely. I think he's right there. And if he plays another bunch of years, you know how the numbers are going to pile up. And he's going to be an 18-year starter and all that.
He won't be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't know that he will be, but I bet you chances are he played in the Super Bowl. I know he lost it, but there's a good chance. I'm telling you, he's going to end up.
What is his playoff career record?
Oh, nothing's good postseason. But at the end of the day, he's going to have a gazillion years, a gazillion yards. He's going to be top 10 in every category. And there's right or wrong, he's probably going to be in one day.
That coaching staff's in hot water right now.
They should be.
They're 1-2, and they've got the talent to be 3-0.
Carolina.
Oh, Keanu Neal might have torn his ACL too. That's huge. That losing their safety. That dude's a beast, by the way. If he's out for the season, that's not good for Atlanta.
Carolina Panthers found their quarterback, don't you think? Allen?
Wow. They must have found it under Cam Newton's headscarf.
The ascot? You don't like the ascot?
That's unbelievable. He took the towel look to the off the field.
Right.
You know the towel?
But with the silk.
You know how he stuffs, puts the towel over, he stuffs it down, and he's got like this headdress, right? It's protecting his hair. Because his hair is something, it's money, you know? Now he's taken that look to off the field with a what?
Ascot. Well, the ascot's all the tie. Ascot. Who rocks the ascot?
I would
Somebody
see you
rocks
in one
the
of those.
ascot on ESPN. Charles Woodson. He always rocks the ascot.
You remind me of a guy that would wear one of those.
You know who the king of the ascot is, and I actually wore an ascot when I was and he showed me how to do it back. I forgot.
Shocking.
Andy Garcia.
Really? Garcia Seafood.
No. That's Louis Garcia. Played at LSU.
Andy Garcia is the actor.
He happens to be Michelle Sanchez, Javi Sanchez, former LSU baseball assistant coach.
God, you are a name dropper.
His wife, that's her godfather.
Okay.
So at the wedding, and it was like a multi-day event, golf and things like that. At the wedding weekend when they got married years ago, myself and some other guys from Baton Rouge got a chance to visit with him. He actually played baseball for Skip Bertman at Miami Beach High.
Unbelievable.
That's the 6 degrees of separation type thing.
Amazing.
Right? He actually played baseball for Skip. And he loved Skip. And we're talking about it and everything. Skip kicked him off the team, actually, after his junior year or senior year because he was a good point guard.
Too bad we don't have a picture of Andy Garcia that we could pop up.
Right. But Andy said, Andy rocked the ascot. And, hey, look, you got to own it. If you go ascot, it's a little frou-frou. You got to rock it. And he did. And Charles Woodson rocks it on ESPN.
Let me ask you this. Has he ever eaten at Garcia Seafood?
Of course he had.
Okay, well, I knew that there would be like some sort of connection with Garcia Seafood. Maybe he's eating there.
Exactly. He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rand. Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll tell you about the New York Giants. They've got a new quarterback. He's a good one. And, oh, by the way, what does that mean for Eli Manning? Would you rather Eli Manning or Teddy Bridgewater? We'll talk about that coming up next.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows. Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call AccuTemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis. Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. A lot of great stuff coming up at LeBear's. Brian McKnight in concert in November. They've got Better Than Ezra coming up in October, Paris County Line. All you got to do is go to Ticketmaster.com for more tickets, or go to the Sundry store inside LeBear's to buy your tickets, or download the LeBear's Baton Rouge app on your phone. You can find out all the goings-on in Baton Rouge. Don't forget Sports Shorts Radio in the Baton Rouge area, or download the 104.5, 104.9 ESPN app. You can listen anywhere in the country. Saturday mornings, 10 till noon. 10 to noon this week, we'll be over at the Roosters Men's Grooming Center in Baton Rouge. They got one location, but a second one coming up soon. Join us over at Roosters. That's at Perkins near Highland, right in front of the entrance to Blue Bayou Water Park. We'll be there from 10 until noon this Saturday morning. Joel Davis with us. We'll talk a little NFC South before we get back, circle back to the Saints. NFC South is not a great league right now, especially with Drew Brees on the shelf. It's a lot of, who knows what's going on with the league. The good news is for the Saints, it's not a good league right now.
Yeah.
And
they're in first place.
Carolina Panthers got a layup victory against the Cardinals, 38-20. The Cardinals are, not a very good team with a rookie quarterback. But Allen, who was in place for an injured Cam Newton, threw for almost 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. I mean, the guy looked the part. And this is a guy who was highly rated out of high school, went to A&M, transferred to Oklahoma, all that stuff. He looked the part, and
he looked the part last year versus the Saints.
And
you don't remember week 17? I mean,
if you're the Carolina Panthers, and I know you're strapped to Cam Newton contractually and whatnot, he's the face of your franchise, but you might be, hey Cam, just sit this one out a little bit. I'm worried. Our doctor's a little worried about the cap here on the shoulder,
and the foot, and the foot, and the cap. Yeah,
a lot of things. He's like, no, man, it feels fine.
It felt great.
No, but we saw something.
Yeah.
We ran a test, and it was just grainy. We're just not sure.
It looked grainy.
It's just a little gray. Right. I don't know.
I think that's. I think you ride Kyle Allen as long as you can, and see if he's your dude. because Cam's breaking down, man. Cam hasn't been the same guy since he went to the Super Bowl, right? He looked pretty good at times, but there's just an inconsistency factor with Cam, and it has a lot to do with injuries. You know, he's been beaten up quite a bit in his career, man, and you knew it was gonna be a situation for Cam. You know, he's so big, 6'4", 255 pounds. You know, he can do that. He can put his head down. He can run, and bro, it's caught up to him. He's constantly injured. As you get older, it's harder to get back from those injuries, and now you have a young guy in Kyle Allen who's showing out, and he's making some big time throws, and he's starting to look the part. And if you're the general manager and your management, you've taken notice. You have a major problem down the line, and that you have to decide on. But they got weeks to decide. I mean, let's see what happens over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
The interesting game for me was the Giants traveled down to take on Tampa. They end up winning the game. Tampa missed the chip shot field goal.
Love it.
And so it cost them the game.
How great was that?
Daniel Jones in his first victory. Anytime Jameis Winston loses in anything, I'm happy, right? Just not a fan of the guy. It doesn't even matter that he's Tampa. It makes it even better. Right. He's in Tampa, same division.
He's growing up a little bit, man. He's trying to grow up a little bit. I'm giving that kid a break. You know, he came in the league. I mean, it's hard. Think about it, Ronnie. You were a bottom of the tier, bottom of the level, bottom of the totem pole
here we go,
athlete.
The insults. Yeah, here we
you
go.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you were catered to. I
was not catered to.
Yeah, you were. You got everything you ever wanted. You probably got the free lunch and the free meals.
Stop right there. The free lunch. I got free lunch.
Well, Jameis has been catered to his whole life, man. How do you not turn into something?
I got free lunch. He got free crab legs. That's the difference, right?
Dude, I mean, I can't imagine how anybody.
It's amazing you're defending this guy. He
I'm just
was
saying,
a turd
dude,
a year ago.
Who turned him into a turd? All these coaches and all these yes men.
It's everybody else's fault.
Bruh, let me just tell you, dude, the dude's growing up, and I'm hoping he has, and I'm hoping he's turning the corner to see it's not all going to be given to you. At some point, it can be taken away. He saw that, and I see him working harder to try to. He's not eating the W's. You know, you got to eat the W's. That's awful. He'll never live. He'll never live that one down. Just Google it if you haven't seen it. Google it. Eating the W's.
Did it against the Saints, right?
That was 2 years ago, and it's still circulating. But yeah, dude, I'm just saying, it's like, I don't want him to do well because he's in Tampa, but I'd like for him to grow up and be mature and put all that behind him because he's had a rough couple years. But before that, I mean, he was catered to, just like Cam was, just like all these great athletes until they get in the league and they can't perform anymore, and then they get thrown into the garbage can. So, and then it's a wake-up call at that point. And I think that Winston saw that. And lately, he's done everything right. I just hope he keeps throwing picks.
The Giants steal one down in Tampa, and they do it without Eli Manning. He's sitting the bench. They've obviously moved on from him. The days of Eli playing are done. The only way he gets in there is if Daniel Jones gets hurt.
That's
the debut for the rookie from Duke who took so much heat. We laughed at the pick. Everybody laughed at the pick. There's nobody who didn't laugh. The only people who didn't laugh at the pick were the Giants. And you know what? It's looking like they're geniuses because Daniel Jones played fantastic in the preseason, and for a debut game in the NFL, played fantastic on the road.
He played like a veteran.
Over 300 yards and got a W.
2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, did a lot of good things with his feet.
4th and 5, game on the line, notices they're in man coverage, sprints up the middle for a touchdown. I saw that same situation last night with Baker Mayfield, and he flushed out to the right. And, I mean, he had a chance to dart up the middle to give himself some more time, and instead of doing that, he fled backwards, threw off his back foot. On a 4th down with a chance to win the game. Dare I say Daniel Jones is ahead of Baker Mayfield right now. And Baker I'm telling you, dude.
I'm telling you,
the Rams are pretty good.
Rams are pretty good. On defense.
They're really good on defense. And How good is Aaron Donald?
How about that ridiculous call on Aaron Donald for for roughing the passer?
Oh, wait a minute. The one he hits him in the face?
No, the one where he hit him in the arm and the shoulder at the end of the game on the final drive. He hit
him in the face, Ronnie.
He had his hands up.
Ronnie.
And he clipped him. He clipped him here.
You're obviously were drunk and didn't see.
I was on the plane looking on an iPhone.
Yeah, dude. It was he almost broke Baker Mayfield's face. Yes, it was definitely roughing the passer. Now, I've seen Drew Brees get hit like that and no flag. So, there you go.
No, I'll take Baker Mayfield at this point over Daniel Jones. Not ready to say just yet. But Daniel Jones, no. So that
Baker has
regressed. Eli Manning.
Baker has regressed.
That makes Eli Manning available. Now, if you're Eli Manning, you got two options. You can either ride out the rest of the season and be the quarterback coach, basically. Be the mentor. Get paid very well.
What would you give up for Eli right now?
Or you could go get. If I'm and I'm looking at it from a Saints perspective,
it has to be a team. I mean, where does he go?
Well, you're paying
Teddy $7 million. He's not going to New Orleans.
You're looking at obviously Pittsburgh lost Roethlisberger. They got a victory.
They're terrible. Why would Eli want to go there?
Eli wants to play, Coach. He wants to play.
Really?
He doesn't want to sit the bench
wants to
and retire. He wants to play.
Why would you want to play and lose?
I think who's a team out there that if they added Eli Manning, it would make a difference?
Well, I would have said Jacksonville, but they've got Minshew now, so he's playing well. I mean, the Colts have a quarterback. They have a quarterback. Pittsburgh is in rebuild. Baker's in Cleveland. I mean, who? Everybody's got a guy right now.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't really been any major. I think what's going to happen is you have to see a team that is sitting there at like 5-3, like Carolina last year.
Somebody get hurt.
Carolina was 5-3. I think at the break it was at 8, and then they went down the stretch and didn't win another game because Cam just didn't play well. He didn't play well. Maybe a situation like that where a team has a chance. It's maybe week 6, 7, or 8. A team's right there, and their starting quarterback goes down, and they don't have a backup.
Like Philly, if Carson Wentz, something happens to him.
I mean, something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like the Chiefs. So, the Chiefs. What if Mahomes went down? I mean,
Mahomes is never going to get hurt. He's the bionic man.
He is the bionic man.
By the way, Mahomes is officially the best quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, it's not even close.
I know I'm saying the best in the NFL. That means I'll take him over Tom Brady right now.
I'll take him. The Saints almost drafted him.
I know. I remember on this show you said
they wanted him.
You said that Sean Payton really, really liked Mahomes.
They were drafting him at, I think, 12 or 13. They took Lattimore instead, which is a great pick. I mean, Lattimore, for what he is, I mean, he does a lot of man coverage.
And if Mahomes had come to New Orleans, we'd just now be seeing him for the first time right now.
But Drew would never be a Saint again. It would be over.
Yeah, I mean, if Mahomes had sat for 2 years, which is what would have happened had he been drafted, he would have sat for 2 years. Drew was healthy. Yeah. The Saints were a Super Bowl team, contender. And then now Mahomes comes in. Drew would have been Wally pipped.
There's no doubt.
Mahomes would be in there right now.
Or Sean Payton would ruin.
It would be like the Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning thing.
So it worked out for Mahomes. Yeah. It didn't work out for the Saints because it would be nice to have that dude for the next 15 years doing the things that he does. He's unbelievable. He is remarkable. He sees the field.
Such a good teammate.
Dude, he does
coachable.
I hate the way he talks, but I don't care. I get over that quick. That would drive me nuts. Totally nuts.
Just Google it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Give me a Pat Mahomes.
Press conference.
Give me a Mahomes.
Play call?
Yeah, like in the huddle, he's trying to rally his guys because we got one drive to win it all.
All right, guys. So here's the deal. We got to get it in the end zone, all right? We're going to go X2Y banana. X2Y banana, sprint option right. Okay, here we go. Ready, break.
By the way, he's never had that conversation because they're always killing teams.
They're just murdering people.
They're hardly ever coming from behind.
He's so good, dude. Did you see that play fake he had yesterday?
Yeah.
He does everything right. What makes him so
athletic,
good is he's
so creative.
He flicks it too, dude. He can flick it 60 yards on a rope, on a dime. He is he's exciting.
There's a couple
he's the new
things.
NFL he's the new face of the NFL.
There's a couple things this year. Take the Chiefs to cover every game they play.
Every
Granted, they're
game.
not going to every game. But take it. Chiefs to cover every game and bet against the Dolphins every game. No
God,
matter
they're
how
so
crazy
bad.
the spread is, always take the other way. So, I mean, the spread was – you had 2 games. I think this has to be a record. I'm not a professional gambler, so I don't know. But there were 2 games this week where the underdog was a 20-plus point underdog.
It's crazy.
That just doesn't happen in the NFL. That is unbelievable. The Dolphins were
Or, let me ask you this. Who's worse right now,
Jets
the
and the
Dolphins or the
Dolphins.
Jets?
Ooh,
I mean-
man. I think the Jets are worse. I don't know. The Jets freaking covered and they didn't score an offensive point. Like, that's just unbelievable. The Patriots were up 30-0, running away with it. They sit Brady and they score a pick six
Who came in for him?
I forget. He threw a pick six.
Was it Miles Brennan?
No, Miles Brennan. By the way, Miles Brennan.
He's not going to do it.
Miles Brennan didn't.
He's
look
not.
that
He
great,
has.
huh?
He has not developed, bro. He's got a cannon.
Miles Brennan just didn't.
He's not ready Ronnie.
You know what? Drew Brees, Teddy Bridgewater, you see the cliff. You see it, and you see and go, oh, wow. It's so different. Like, when
So
you watch
different.
Brees, Bridgewater, it's like, oh, my God, this is so different. Everything from the play call to breaking the huddle to getting all the penalties to guys on the team not knowing where to line up to Teddy patting the ball 5 times before he throws it. It's so different. You see that now with Burrow and Brennan. It ain't even close, Coach. It's not even close.
I will take. You know who I'd take over Teddy Bridgewater right now? Luke McCown.
I would.
Right now,
Go
in
trade
that
for him.
offense.
Yeah, bring McCown.
He's on a sofa.
I know.
He's on a sofa somewhere, and I would bring that dude.
No,
in.
he was playing. He got picked up.
No, Luke
McCown.
No, you're thinking of Josh.
Oh, Josh.
I'm talking about
Josh
Luke,
too.
who used to play with us.
Right. Number 7.
When
right.
you remember, he would light it up anytime he came in, dude. I mean, he would light it up in that offense. I would take him right now in this offense to lead us for the next 2 or 3 weeks with this
Where's
team.
Chase Daniel?
I don't want Chase. I want Luke McCown. I want Luke. By the way,
All right,
the
we gotta
Jets
get a
are the
break,
worst
huh? Do we have
football.
to get a break?
Jets are the worst football team in the league. They're
I
worse
don't know,
than
man.
They're worse than Miami.
Well, we're gonna get to see it twice. Jets and Dolphins. Can't wait. The toilet bowl. You talk about they have the egg bowl in Mississippi. This is the egg bowl. This is the stinky toilet egg bowl. Egg water. This is the egg water bowl between the Jets
Egg water bowl.
and the Dolphins.
The
We'll be back.
Sulfur Bowl.
Sports Shorts right after this.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows. Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance, Joel Davis, final segment. Come back to bring it all home to LSU football. Looking at some numbers here from LSU football, they were 1 yard away from 600 yards of total offense. They had 599 on 74 plays. But the thing I want to talk about, we talked about Joe Burrow and the amazing game he had and how he's very much headed to New York for the Heisman Finals. We talked about Chase, over 200 yards, 10 catches, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's a season for a lot of players. But the running game, we've been critical of the running game through 3 games, 3.5 yards a carry as a team. They averaged 5 yards a carry against Vanderbilt. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the star, 114 yards net gross. He netted 106 for a 7.6 average.
That's great.
And they took it personal. Supposedly they heard during warm-ups the local Vanderbilt radio crew, the offensive line, talking about how poor, how LSU was a one-dimensional team. As much as we talk about the defense, we know they got to improve. That's obvious. They'll get healthier and they'll get better. But you got to be able to run the football. You can't just be Joe Burrow. It looks like Clyde got it going.
I'm ready to see what Emory can do, man. I mean, he just disappoints me more than he excites me.
He's only a freshman.
I mean, come on, bro. You're talking about running back. Just run. Find the hole and
Emory
hit it.
had 9 carries for 51 yards.
Yeah, he had
one touchdown, 5.7 average. He had one 21-yard run. So basically he was 8 for 31 on the other ones.
Not great.
It's just
3-yard carry.
No, it's 4. 4 times 8's 32. He had 31 on the others. I mean, it's 3.9.
Exactly. There's a 3 in front of it. And, dude, I'm just telling you, the dude can be electric at times, but he misses his – I don't know if he just doesn't have the vision for it or what, but I'm just not sold on Emory yet, man. I'm just not sold on him.
He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rance. Sports Shorts presented by LeBear's Casino. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Supporting.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows. Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.